Today marks the 58th year Columbia Art League puts on Art in the Park. Good evening, I'm Amy Munneke.
And I'm Shale Remien. Thanks for joining us. A two-person non-for-profit organization brings about 110 artists from around the country. And despite some minor setbacks today, artgoers seem to enjoy the art fair in Stevens Lake Park. If you were to walk down the aisles of Art in the Park in Columbia today, you would see raincoats and umbrella after umbrella. Hundreds of artgoers gathered from across the country to admire and purchase some new treasures despite the rain.
I think what I love the most about Art in the Park is that on Thursday afternoon there's nothing here. It's just a park. And by Friday evening, there's this whole city that's kind of been built, this whole little art city that is here.
An art city filled with paintings, pottery, sculptures, jewelry, entertainment, and more. Kevin is a St. Louis jeweler. He says he came back 2 years in a row because of the way the event is structured.
I enjoy and I love how Diane organized the art fair, the show. It's very well organized and I enjoy coming here.
Karen St. Clair ventured all the way from Florida just to see what kind of artwork the fair had to offer.
And I collect jewelry, and I've got a lot of things at different festivals throughout the country. And this is great. This is huge. I love it. Even with the rain, I love it.
You can really come here with not a lot of money and still find something that's amazing. And I think that's the key thing, is that there is something for everybody at Art in the Park.
So despite that gloomy weather, it looks like Art in the Park came out on top. Well, the 2014 lake race was in full swing this afternoon. The second annual powerboat race is open to all who registered. Crowds gathered in the viewing areas to watch the action. The races began at noon and concluded at 5 p.m. Bagnell Dam was closed to traffic for the event, causing some confusion for drivers. Bagnell Dam will be closed tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. as the lake race continues. As the controversy surrounding Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl continues, his family is now the target of recent threats, according to the FBI. The FBI declined to detail the nature and severity of the threats. U.S. Navy vessels rescued nearly 300 migrants in the Mediterranean Sea today. Officials said the migrants were rescued following reports of a sinking vessel. The U.S. Navy released this footage of the rescue. Thousands of people have been rescued this year by the Italian Navy in the Mediterranean Sea while trying to reach the Italian coast. Usually police officers are the ones arresting people for DUIs, but that wasn't the case for an Indianapolis police officer who was arrested for a DUI. His supervisor arrested 10-year veteran officer Brian Neal. Neal was immediately suspended without pay, and his police equipment and authority were revoked.
For the rest of the week, and then finally by next weekend, we start warming back into the 80s.
When I went to Art in the Park today, I was drenched, so that one day tomorrow for us to be dry, I'm very pleased about that.
You didn't have your umbrella today, did you?
I did not, no. Lesson learned. Thank you so much. Do you believe in the American dream?
Coming up next, why the majority of Americans no longer do.
The Cards took on the high-power offense of the Blue Jays. Next in sports, see how Shelby Miller was able to silence their bats. Next after the break. Can you believe someone would throw a cat out of a car on I-70 today?
No, it's a crazy story. Coming up, find out if they survived.
Who would ever throw cats out of a car? Luckily, a Kansas man rescued them off of I-70. Robert Ramberger said the car was driving 70 miles per hour, so he stopped, ran into the middle of the road to save them. Good news is they didn't have any broken bones. Now here's a look at what we're following here at KOMU 8 News at 10. A U.S. congressman visits Nigeria to address the abduction of schoolgirls back in April.
Plus, a boy competing in his school talent show gets the surprise of a lifetime from his dad.